I saw something online this morning and I just wanted to read it so that we can see the need for a mindset overhauling. Like we need pruning, serious pruning for young people, for married people. This lady on social media. So before you can even put something on social media, it simply means it's something you have thought about, something you have accepted as the right thing. So people don't even know what is right from what is wrong anymore. We need a balanced teaching that will stop telling women to take the laws in their hand, or telling men to take the laws in their hand. Men will say, I beat her because she's naughty. Is she your child? Even if she's your child, you exercise a little bit of patience. Now, this is a lady that wrote on her social media page, I can't wait to marry so that by the time my husband will cheat on me, I won't even stab him, but hold him closely, wipe his tears, and make him feel it never happened. But by the time he sleeps at night, I will pour him acid in the eyes and push him into sock-away pit, then close it. Because I can't come and be exhausting my energy with knife, buying coffin, and probably hosting burial funeral for an idiot. 30 minutes ago, social media.
Wow.
Single. Now, what part of forever after is this person waiting for with this type of mindset?
There's no, you see, if you look at that, there's already a defense. A defense has been built already.
You're not married yet.
You're not married yet. You
have
already believe
built
that.
it.
And you see, let me say this. Please let me say this. The younger generation should be careful that you don't just meet people on social media and get committed to them immediately. The social media does not give us a full picture of who people are. The social media only gives us a brief, just a brief about people. You can't know whether a man is a wife beater or a woman is a husband stabber just on the social media. If he or she is a good poet, in fact, you will not even know all these things. So I think the younger generation should be careful that while you're making friends on social media, make sure you draw a line. That guy that keeps, every time he sees you online, he keeps sending you an hello, he's always around you. Every time he sees green that you're online, he's always wanting to talk to you. There's nothing wrong with starting friendship from the social media. Please don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is that don't get committed. Don't get committed. I read the story of a celebrity, an actress, who got married to a guy from US. They met, she met him in her friend's house, according to the story. And they only met once, and the guy went back to America, but the guy kept chatting her up on WhatsApp, and they kept talking back and forth until they started talking about getting married. Somebody you just met once. To talk about marriage with somebody you only met once is too far commitment. So I think that this is why marriages are breaking so fast, because we're also getting married so fast. Marriage is a lifetime thing that we need to really sit down, know who you are getting married to. So this, as brilliant, as popular, as successful as this actress is, she was the one telling the story herself. She said stupidly, this guy talked her into marriage and told her that he will be coming down to Nigeria and they should go to court. And she shouldn't tell too many of her family members because he doesn't want noise. And she just foolishly agreed with all the terms, and they got married. And as at the time she was reporting this story, they were not married again. So I think that friendship is built. Now let me ask us a question. How many of us have good friends here? You have friends who can say, these are good friends. Now, I want to ask a question. How many are those, out of all the friends you have, how many can you say they are, how many can you say you can beat your chest for, that they cannot betray you?
Just few.
Can I see your hand?
Very few.
There is a hand, there are few hands. You see, there are few hands. The hands are dropping. So there are few. Now, thank you. You have those who say they cannot betray you. Now, can I ask a question? Those ones you know cannot betray you, how long have you been friends? I want you to tell us.
Forever.
Brother Daniel, how long? Huh? How many? 18 years. The woman at the back. How many? Huh? 40
years.
Now, did you hear those numbers? How many? Huh?
Childhood.
Since childhood. So how many years now? 20 years. Wow. Did you hear 3 years? No. Did you hear 3 months? Did you hear 6 months? So it really takes time. I'm not saying that you can't marry people when you meet them within 1 year or 2 years. But I'm saying that you can't. But I'm saying that that friendship must be developed so strongly that you know who you are getting married to. Yes. Most time people don't know who they are getting married to. That's what I have come to discover as a marriage counselor. We marry strangers. So it's when we get married, we now open the package. We now see that it's 100% surprise. I'm not saying that when I got married to my wife, I did not have a few surprises. I'm not saying that I knew everything about her. I didn't. Up to now, I'm still trying to know her. But not 100% surprise. Yes. 100% surprise is not good for marriage.
Yes, sir. That's it.
So friendship takes time. Commitment takes time. If you have questions, please, you can write it in a piece of paper. If you don't want, or you want to make a comment, you can write and give it to ushers to drop it. We still have about 30 minutes more to discuss this subject. But I don't know, are we getting blessed? Is this making sense? Now let's come to this aspect. After being married, I discovered that people can be friends before they get married. The moment they get married, they start growing apart. In fact, most of the time, people marry their friends. But as soon as they are married, they start growing apart. And I can say that one of the major reasons is because, like I said, in this part of the world, we don't develop friendship deliberately. I think husband and wife should deliberately develop friendship between themselves. And how do you develop friendship? Can I have some?
Let me share this one that works for me and Pastor. When I married Pastor, I realized that our Mondays were rest days. Well, that's what I got to learn when I married him, that his Mondays are rest days. So what I do on Mondays is I go to the markets. I try to make the best, because I love cooking. I go, I buy fresh things. I try to make the best food for him. And I wake up as early as maybe 5:30 a.m., get the kids ready for school. By the time they are gone to school, I want to quickly make breakfast so that when Pastor wakes up, there will be food to eat. And before you know, once breakfast is over, you are getting ready to go and pick the children from school. Before you pick them up, you want to cook lunch. Before you know it, the whole Monday is gone. And we don't have time between Tuesday and Friday, not to now talk of Saturday and Sunday. So that Monday was for him to rest. Over time, I realized that, yes, I felt marriage, you have to cook for your spouse, you have to do everything and make him comfortable. But there was a gap. We were not communicating, we're not talking. There was no time for us to talk. Sometimes I'll call his PA and say, me too, I want to see my pastor. Please book me on appointment so that I can come into the office and see my pastor because there's something I want to talk about. And they will laugh jokingly because after all, you live with your pastor in the house. So then I realized that in order for us to have that time for us to bond and build friendship, we needed a day at least. So what happened was a church member told me about a website where I could order for food. That's raw food, and then they'll bring it. So the time I spend going to the market, I can cut that short.
In fact, then by the time she's back from the market, she's sorting the things out. She's cooking.
3
she's
hours,
tired.
3.5
she's
hours,
tired.
Kitchen, and you are standing. So you can't even think about love. You can't think about wanting to communicate. In fact, you are snapping at every opportunity because the kitchen is hot. You know, you are dumping the food and trying to go and shower so that you two can be. So there are so many things. So I had to work on it. Now, this is what I do. I started ordering online. So the time that I'm supposed to spend in the market, I spend it in bed with Pastor. We are talking. We're not doing anything. We're just talking. Breakfast is easy. We're just talking. Talking about what? Talking about us. Talking about future. Talking about life. Talking about yesterday's service. Talking about how the message blessed us. Listening to messages again and saying, Pastor, this one, oh, this one hit me. And you'll be laughing. You know, it's therapy on its own. Gradually, and when they bring the food, I have to get up. he started enjoying the time that we spent together to talk. That for us is marriage fellowship. Every couple need that alone time where they can talk.
I think it shouldn't be limited to a day. It should be a continuous thing.
So when he noticed that was working for us, he also proposed the fact that, please, on Mondays is our resting day. You two, you need to rest. Leave all those food. Let us order food. At first, I was like, we should order food. You know? But gradually, it's not like we do it every Monday. But at times, when he sees that this woman is tired, she needs to rest, we order food. And it is not wrong to order cooked food.
Let me say this.
So you don't overwhelm your woman.
The African man mentality, the African man mentality needs to change. I was brought up, hello, please. I was brought up to think that once you are married, you cannot eat from outside. That's the way I was brought up. But I discovered that if my wife is going to, throughout the week, do that, we're not going to have time for each other.
Yes, sir.
And we need to have time for each other.
Let me even shock you. There are days when, pastor will say, oh, you're preaching in third service, and so I'll wear my heels, I'll come here, finish preaching. When we get home, I'll just remove the heels and enter the kitchen like that. And then you have somebody who is calling my phone and saying, we want to come and see you after the service. And I wish I can just tell the person that I am tired, in capital. Like, don't come now. This is not a good time. I just want to eat and sleep. Because probably we've been up since like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. If you have lived with pastors before, you understand that they rarely sleep. They don't sleep. Please help me celebrate my husband. Please celebrate him more. Because in order for, sometimes you need to really step into their shoes to see what they're doing. There was a time I only preached one service and I was burnt out. And on Monday morning, I was still looking like this, like, when will I recover? And he would just laugh at me and say, but I preached 3 times in it. And I'm wondering, 3 times, 3 different messages. It is not easy. Please celebrate Pastor. Pastor, we celebrate you. So after service on Sunday, I want to say this. Sometimes, that's why women, you need to have money too. Sometimes, I will tell my husband, my kitchen is closed today. We're going to Lekki to go and have lunch. And so we get into the car. I sit on the driver's seat. I say, baby, just sit down. Let's go. The children are excited. We are going to eat out. Because sometimes, too, maybe they are tired of your amala neba. They want something. They want correct, other garnished dishes. So it is not wrong. Once in a while, treat yourself. It helps the marriage.